Good morning to my daily dose of Danny followers. I'm all dressed up because I have to go give blood, not give blood, but get blood work done. And you can't be in public half-assed, half-dressed. So I'm all dressed up with some place to go. Today's blood work, tomorrow's CT of my chest. Important tests. Still trying to figure out what is wrong with me. No comments. Or what happened to me, etc. So we're still knee deep, maybe chest deep, maybe neck deep in the protests. And I think they're going to continue for a long time. There's a groundswell of support, 85% positive, and it's important. I watched Last Week Tonight with John Oliver last night. It was 30 minutes, some of the most intense 30 minutes I've seen on TV in a long time. It comes on 11:30, so that's kind of late. I was lying down on the couch watching it. Everyone was in bed. Boyd had gone to bed. Grace had gone to bed. And he started talking, and I sat up. And by the end of the 30-minute episode, I was sitting on the edge of the couch, leaning forward, like leaning into the TV. It was really intense. And I posted the link to the show, on the episode, on my Facebook page. If you have 30 minutes, it's really important watch. There's a lot of information in there, a lot of things that I did not know, historical references that are kind of mind-numbing. And the end of the show, there's a woman who he just kind of played her. It wasn't really an interview, it was kind of her speaking out. And she said a lot of stuff. It was really intense, but her last line, which I think is something that should go on a sign, and definitely is kind of the base of this movement, is that everyone should be happy that blacks just want equality and not revenge. Because there's plenty of history and plenty of examples of why they should be seeking revenge, quite frankly. And thankfully they're not. They just want equality. And it's really the least that they could ask for. So this whole defund the police, people are losing their fucking minds over it. I encourage you all to do some research on that. It doesn't mean take away the money from the police necessarily. It's just about investing in the neighborhoods where there's more police and more crime and less opportunity. It's just kind of shifting funds from policing to helping these communities. And in talking with some people over the weekend, and just because this is very topical, I'm hearing things like, when I say things, because it's my point of view, that there's just less opportunity for African Americans in the workforce and in business. And then I hear the backlash, that's not true. If, they wanted to get into the trades, or they wanted to go to a JC and learn a skill. But it is true, and it's true because it's not just systemic racism, it's a cycle of poverty that puts them down and keeps them down. And it's what their parents did. Their parents are living a certain way, and it's just like white parents live a certain way, and then their kids see that, and then they aspire to those things, or better than that. But if your parents, drive a bus, or work in mass transit, let's say, or are in the food industry or the hospitality industry behind the scenes, and you see how hard your parents work and what they get for their hard work, and as a young person coming up in these African American communities, you think, why would I want to do that? Why would I want to kill myself for no reward? And that's just our society. That's the society we live in. Everybody wants to go from the classroom to the boardroom. Those are the kind of kids we're raising. And they see on social media, I mean, I've even heard from my girls, these influencers, they're like 18, 19, 20-year-old multi-millionaires just from freaking posting a TikTok or some Instagram bullshit. It's fast money, it's easy money, and people think that that's available to everyone, and it's just not. So it's what's modeled. And, Students Rising Above is a program here in California in the Bay Area where, they highlight these students that are rising above their circumstance, rising above their economic condition, their social condition, their racial condition, their religious condition, students rising above that. And there should be that broad scale support for all students in economically disadvantaged communities. And as I was talking to my sister the other day, and she was saying, it's just not enough to say it. You have to do something about it. I don't know exactly what my role is going to be, but I am going to do something. I don't know where I can volunteer or where my help is needed, but I want to be there and I want to participate. This is something that I feel really strongly about. I feel like I could make a difference if I was placed in the right position to be helpful. And I'm going to continue to learn more and understand the plight better, and then I'm going to put my body where my mouth is and do something. And I'm committed to that. So stay tuned, I guess. I don't know. So we're entering infancy phase 3 here in California in Sonoma County. And some hair salons are open and people are getting back to work. And my hair's looking a little raggedy, but my stylist is busy through the end of the month, so I'm going to try to wait until the beginning of July. I'll be able to make it work, because on most days I just wear a baseball cap, even if I have a face full of makeup. But I think I can maybe part my hair differently or something. No one's looking at me. I don't know why I give a shit. But my family got wonderful gifts delivered to our house yesterday from friends of ours. We all got really cool t-shirts, and I'm going to debut mine tomorrow. Excited to show you guys what I got. It's really cool and so thoughtful. People are so thoughtful. Do you find that you have people in your life who are they think of other people in such caring ways, and they've shown it to you several times, and you still get surprised, like, oh my gosh, you're so thoughtful. I'm very fortunate to have lots of people like that in my life. My great niece was over the weekend. She came to see Grace, wish Grace happy birthday. Cutest little thing you've ever seen. She's so cute. She's a little over 2 years old, and she's just in that jabbering stage and just full of energy, just wanting to walk everywhere, run everywhere, stick her toes in the pool. She's just cute as a button. I just loved having her and her energy in my house. It was so great. So I hope I get to see her again real soon. And I heard Grace talking on the phone last night to my great nephew. He was with my sister and called to wish Grace happy birthday. And he's so cute. I could just hear his voice, and he just sounded adorable. The third generation in my family is very, very good looking, in my humble opinion. So we were supposed to have a photo shoot today in our house, but the photographer called and canceled. There was a miscommunication. He's actually coming next Monday. But anyways, my house looks beautiful. I mean, pristinely gorgeous. So it'll look like that next Monday too. It was Grace's birthday weekend. Everyone knows she turned 19, and it was just a good weekend. We had like staggered visits, so never a house full. People coming to wish her happy birthday and gift her up, and it's so funny, Leah and Grace have had this thing where and when they were little, I made the huge mistake of, like, on Grace's birthday, Leah would get a gift, so she didn't feel left out, and on Leah's birthday, Grace would get a gift. It's a mistake. Don't do it. Do not do it if you have more than one kid. It's a mistake. So as Grace would open a gift, Leah would be like, that was on my list. I wanted that. Oh, why did she get that? And then every time she'd open another gift, let me guess, she's getting da-da-da, and she would name something from her list. It's like, you guys are 17 and 19, still jealous? And they're both supremely showered. Leah's camping actually right now, which is so funny to me because I'd rather be boiled in hot oil than go camping. I'm not a camper. I don't like anything about camping. I don't like being uncomfortable in a sleeping condition. I don't like brushing my teeth with a bottle of water. I don't like peeing outside. I don't like anything about camping. I don't like being dirty. So she's with a bunch of friends, and I'm sure she's having fun because she's kind of a go with the flow kind of girl. Although recently she's been getting like anxious, like she has anxiety over stuff, and it makes me really nervous because I just can't have her all angst up living in Arizona for college. But there's that. I don't know. Anyways, it's Monday, and things are in upheaval right now. There's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of opinions. There's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of conflicting information out there. The bottom line is that the Black Lives Matters movement is emboldened, and they're out there and they're protesting, and they have every right to protest. And there needs to be major reforms in the policing industry, the policing business, and I think those are going to happen. And there's going to be an election, and I think the 49% of the people that didn't even vote in 2016 are going to be out voting. We're going to vote in force. It's going to be unprecedented voter turnout in November. I firmly believe that. And I think it's going to be the 18, 19, and 20-year-olds that are going to really change the election. They're the ones that are going to get rid of the orange-faced fucker in the White House. And it's going to be a huge loss. And not that I think it's going to change the way he feels about himself or his popularity, because he's so fucking delusional. But it's going to be a stamp on the movement. Like, we have power. Our power is in our vote. We're going to the voting booth, and we're pulling the crank for the person who we think can change things for us, and it's not the guy who's there now. And I look forward to that. Both my daughters will be voting. It's going to be a really, really important election. And I keep hearing people say, is this all we got? This is it? It's Joe Biden or the asshole who's there right now? And yes, it is. And I read a kind of little analogy. It's like, mom's been married to this asshole, and he's been beating us. And she finally divorced him. And she decided to marry the first guy that she went on a date with. He's not perfect. He's not her great love, but he's better than what we had. So we're going to live with him for a little bit. He's not hurting us. He's just holding down the fort. And that's good enough for right now. That's what we have right now, so that's what we'll get. I don't know who his running mate's going to be. I just don't know. I mean, I think, he quote-unquote backed himself into a corner because he said it's 100% going to be a woman. Now there's so many other names being tossed around, not just the first few that we thought Stacey Abrams or Elizabeth Warren or Amy Klobuchar. Now you're hearing Kamala Harris, which I love, Meg Whitman from Michigan, or what's her bucket from Florida. Although I don't think the Florida chick's got a chance, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. And Amy Klobuchar, I think her state just sealed her fate. She's not going to be the vice presidential candidate. And I was talking to another one of my friends, and she said that there is no constitutional rule against Obama being the running mate. Yes, he was president for 2 terms, but could he be the running mate? And there's no constitutional rule against that, but it definitely would be opposed and probably suits filed. But wouldn't that be interesting? Biden, Obama, although why would Obama try to get back in this shit? This is a fucking nightmare. So all that's going to be interesting to see. That's it, I guess. It's June 8th, 6/8/2020, phase 3, getting back to it. COVID's still out there, cases are still surging. States that reopen faster are seeing more cases. Testing is still available. If you can get tested, I encourage you to do so. Knowledge is power, and that's some knowledge you should have. I have the app, the COVID-19 app, and I check in every day. So I'm doing my best to be part of the solution. I'm going to be out there today. I'm going to go drink some more water. My veins are so horrible. Every time I go for a blood draw, it's like really a nightmare. I'm going to get super hydrated, have a nice heating pad on my arm to warm up the veins. I'm going to try all the tricks. So wish me luck. I have long sleeves on, and I'm telling them if they unbutton my sleeves and pull my sleeve up, they can do that as long as they promise to rebutton them, because I can't button these sleeves. So that's how it's going to be over at the Sutter Lab this morning. All right, so send me some good blood draw juju. Okay, it's Monday. Daily Dose of Danny. Love you guys. Bye.